This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, West Hazleton is no longer classified as a distressed municipality. More information on this story next. Welcome to Thursday's FYI. I'm Ken Cara. In 2003, the borough of West Hazleton was labeled financially distressed under Act 47, but now, 11 years later,
I'm here to announce that West Hazleton Borough will now be the third municipality in Pennsylvania in 2014 to exit Act 47 oversight and return to full independence.
That's Peter Zug, Acting Deputy Secretary for Community Affairs and Development. He was joined by Jerry Cross, a consultant for the Pennsylvania Economy League, and West Hazleton Councilman Paul Platukis, who was on council when the distress status began.
When Mayor Pushover was elected and we were sitting up at another building without heat, big coats on, and there was a box about this big, and we all know how thick a piece of paper is, and that box was filled up with debt. Carl was a wartime general who took us out of that along with your help.
The metaphor for war is pretty apt. I like it because when we first came here, it was citizen pitted against mayor, against council, against the news media. It was interesting, and I'm glad that we were able to recognize Carl Pushover because Carl was instrumental. He's no longer with us. Jane and Marianne remember all the fights and arguments that encompassed trying to change the direction of a borough that was really going downhill quickly. $800,000 in unpaid bills was not an exaggeration. The war is over. The peace has been won. I think everyone for the last 9 years has pulled in the same direction. We've had arguments and disagreements on policy, but that's what local government's about.
Platukis says that the borough's exit from Act 47 means the only source of new revenue would be to raise property taxes. He says council could consider a question on the ballot to ask residents if they would want a government study commission similar to what was done in Hazleton and Luzerne County to see if a different form of government would better suit their needs. Hazleton police have released surveillance photos of a vehicle involved in a hit and run earlier this week. It happened Monday afternoon around 2:45 p.m. Police say the vehicle struck a male pedestrian near the rear of 650 East Broad Street and then fled east toward Beaver Meadows. Police say that the suspect's vehicle is a white conversion van, possibly late 90s or early 2000s model, with a thick blue stripe on both sides and possibly on the rear of the vehicle. It should have front end damage. Anyone who recognizes that vehicle or has any information is asked to call Hazleton Police or dial 911. Eddie's American Diner officially opened today in Hazleton. FYI stopped by and found diners enjoying a tasty lunch. We talked with Chef Buzz about the variety that will be offered on Eddie's menu.
We have a basic menu that everybody would like to come in, from our breakfast, which is amazing, and then we have our grilled sandwiches and burgers and salads and stuff for lunch, and then we have our entrees. We have our staple entrees, but every day the best part about this is we're going to be running 7 to 11 different food specials for like our entrees, like we'll have different sautés and different home-cooked meals. So the concept that we have is basically all the home-cooked stuff that people really don't want to cook no more.
Eddie's, located in the former Ferdinand's restaurant on 15th Street, is family owned and operated and is available for catering, parties, family gatherings, and funeral dinners. It will be open weekdays from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. until 11 p.m. on weekends. For more information, you can call 570-501-0624. Coming up on FYI in sports, we talk with Wally Hall, the coach of the team leading our high school football Coal Scale, the North Schuylkill Spartans. After this break, we'll tell you about a local group standing up for local veterans who are homeless.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Well, we have progress going on in the downtown of Hazleton, and every Thursday we're educating you on the businesses that are here and the growth that's happening. And Greg Pavlik is with us now from BIA, right?
Yes,
And
correct.
what is BIA?
Barry Eisen and Associate is actually an engineering consulting firm. We handle everything from survey to civil design work, structural, mechanical, electrical, engineering projects. Everything besides architectural we do in-house.
And how long have you been here in downtown?
The company was started in about 1977. Barry Eisen has had a branch office in the Hazleton area since, I'm going to say, 1988, 89.
Let's talk about the growth. Let's talk about the changes in the downtown and what your opinion is about that.
In 1988, the office was started with one individual who worked out of his basement. In about 1991, I took over the business as the overall manager of this office. The first thing I did is actually move our office into downtown Hazleton. Being from the Hazleton area, first graduating class from Hazleton Area School District, the first thing I wanted to do is be in downtown Hazleton and see progress in downtown Hazleton. Since that time, we've been the CDBG engineer for the city of Hazleton for like 13 of those years. Worked with the Hazleton Area School District and really tried to get out and involved in the community. Stayed active in all the different organizations in the community. Actually, Krista Schneider used to work for Barry Eisen and Associate, and in that role, we were very supportive of all the things she was doing, grants and things of that for the community.
All right, so where are you seeing the growth? What are you seeing as far as the progress with the Downtown Alliance for Progress and all of these businesses, such as SSPTV and yourself, BIA, working together?
I see movement.
Yes.
Movement is exciting. I think more than anything, seeing not only the people who are interested in doing it, but also some of the different events that are coming up and are going on, the different building, and actually from our perspective, bids that are coming out for different projects that are going on, seeing that there is young people involved in it, seeing that we are starting to form some sort of a momentum for more or less momentum of what's going on in the downtown. It's pretty exciting.
How would you encourage, or what would you say to those who have not been in downtown Hazleton, specifically Broad Street, in quite some time?
I would say forget the past and check it out. Check out for the future what's coming up, what's going on. Pay attention to the organization and what they're doing and some of the events, the cool events that we're starting to see. And more than anything, check it out. I mean, for yourself, and start becoming involved.
Let's live in the present. Let's look to the future. All right. Okay. Remember the past, but let's move to the future of Hazleton and where we will be in the next 5 years. It is a very exciting time. Greg, thanks for sharing your opinions here on SSPTV. Again, every Thursday we're talking about progress in the city of Hazleton, in the area of Greater Hazleton.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
When will the rain go away? Let's check with the National Weather Service. As of now, tonight is our last chance of rain for a while. There's a 30% chance of showers tonight. The low will be 40 degrees. Here's your extended non-rainy forecast. On Friday, cloudy and then becoming mostly sunny. The high will be 58. The low on Friday night, 42 for Friday Night Football. On Saturday, we get up almost to 60 degrees. The low on Saturday night will be 43 on Sunday. A mostly sunny day, a high of 54. Sunday night we'll get down to 36 degrees. We'll start a new work week with a high of 57 and a sunny day. And Monday night we'll get down to 41 degrees.
It's a staggering statistic. Each night, more than 46,000 veterans are homeless in the United States of America. And in an effort to change that, a special event is taking place in our area this weekend, starting tomorrow. It is the Homeless Veterans Awareness Encampment at Berwick and Main Street in Whitehaven, beginning at 4 o'clock tomorrow until 2 o'clock on Sunday. Joining me are two of the people who will take part in this special event. Robert Drury is VFW Department of Pennsylvania District 11 Commander, and Melissa Dimmitt is a Whitehaven VFW commander, and her son Daniel will also be taking part in this. She is with Post 6615 in Whitehaven. I'm going to start with you, Robert. How did you get involved with this? This is the second year this encampment is taking place to draw awareness to the fact that there are so many homeless veterans in our community, but what made you get involved?
Well, actually, last year, a friend of mine who's also a VFW member came up to me and said he met a girl in Wilkes-Barre that was living out of her car with a child, and she was a Navy veteran. So we ended up getting her the information to get in touch with the VA, and they got her help, and now she is well on her way to becoming fully active again in the community. So anyway, when that happened, I decided we had to do something, and there was a post in Pennsylvania that did a home encampment the year prior, so I called them, got the information on how they did it, and we decided to try to make that an annual event for us.
All right, and you're doing just that. Melissa, both of you took part in it last year. You're doing it again. What made you get involved? And I must say, you told me you are the only female commander in District 11, so that's commendable in itself.
Yeah, I'm the only female post commander in District 11. I'm involved because I am a female veteran, 21 and a half years, and I just thought that I would do my part so that people are aware that there are female veterans who are homeless with children, and so me and my son didn't get involved. We got involved, and that's why we did it, because of the women homeless veterans.
Now, what will be taking place starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock? What will you be doing?
We'll be setting up our camp. We're going to be setting up the boxes and stuff like that. We have firewood to keep us warm in a fire pit to keep us warm at night. And then we're going to have some of the local businesses helped out last year. They're going to be bringing us food, hopefully, because the only thing we're allowed to have is a gallon of water and trail mix.
So you will be living as a homeless person throughout this whole experience.
The whole 36 hours, I believe it is.
Wow. So now you are looking to raise awareness, but you're also looking to raise donations monetarily and special things for veterans who are homeless. So tell us what you're collecting.
We're collecting non-perishable food items that will go to the local food bank in Whitehaven, but we're also collecting new pairs of white socks, hats, and gloves for the winter. The hats and gloves will go to the VA hospital to give out to our local homeless veterans. The white socks will be taken up to Harrisburg, and they disperse them throughout Pennsylvania for the rest of the veterans that are homeless in PA.
So people could drop by, drop those items off, bring a check, help out. And you're issuing a challenge as well, you told me.
Yes, I'm issuing a challenge to all veterans organizations throughout our area, especially the VFWs. I'm calling it a 50-50 challenge. If you could bring down 50 pairs of white socks and at least a $50 donation, all that money will be kept here in Pennsylvania. It will not go elsewhere, and 100% of that money will go to our veterans, not to anybody else.
And one last question, why do we see so many homeless veterans?
Well, one of the main reasons is a lot of the ones that have come back find it very hard to adjust back to civilian life. The trauma that they've been through war, come back with a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and they feel they can't fit in, so a lot of them turn to alcohol, drugs, and they end up with major problems. And at the time when they first started out, we didn't have many programs to help them out. But now, through the Veterans Administration and VFW, Legions, American Legions, American Veterans Associations, they've all come together and they have more programs out to help these people to get back into a normal situation.
Well, we hope that people will pay attention this weekend. Again, it's starting tomorrow at 4 and going until Sunday at 2 at Berwick and Main Street in Whitehaven. The Homeless Veterans Awareness Encampment. Bring out donations, monetary donations, or food items, or the white socks and the hats and the new gloves as well.
Add one thing.
Sure.
If they do bring a check down, if they can make it out to the Whitehaven VFW Post 6615, but earmark it down at the bottom for the Homeless Veterans Encampment.
Very good. I hope that you get a tremendous turnout. I hope a lot of people come out and realize what is going on, and that we make sure that no veteran in this country who has served for us is ever homeless again.
The Red Sox at Fenway Park have a green monster covered with numbers. At FYI, we have a green screen covered with numbers. Here's the daily number, midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. The daily 620, Big 4, 8148, Quintos 73462, Treasure Hunt 3, 6, 18, 26, and 28. We'll hear from Wally Hall, the head coach of the North Schuylkill Spartan football team, next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
With 2 weeks left of the football coal scale here on FYI, the North Schuylkill Spartans are in the driver's seat. They're also in the driver's seat for an Anthracite League title with a 7-0 league record. The Spartans are 8-0 overall. They have 2 away games left on their regular season schedule this week against Schuylkill Haven, and then they finish up in Coaldale against Panther Valley. Things are going very good right now for the Spartans, and if you see them in person or some highlights on TV, you may think, what do they even have to work on in practice? Head coach Wally Hall will talk about that, plus his team's matchup with the Hurricanes of Schuylkill Haven and his offensive line, who will be featured on the next episode of Out of Left Field.
We haven't changed anything, practice-wise and everything is basically the same. Importantly, we do as coaches, and we take a look at our players. Sometimes we know when to ease off a little bit, and we know we need a little bit more at practice. But, everything is basically the same. We practice. We continue to lift 2 times a week. We continue to do our film work the same. Yeah, the game's on the road, and Schuylkill Haven team is always going to be Schuylkill Haven team. They're going to be tough. They got those guys up front, and that's the type of football they like to play. So a game like this, you certainly have to win it in the trenches. But, they're surrounded with some really nice skill guys. They're bigger, some bigger skill people, but also have that ability to break long runs. Defensively, it's the same thing. They have the big guys up front, and then they have a lot of skill guys that surround them.
Very last thing, when I do this feature on the offensive line, just talk about them a little bit too, as a unit, as a group.
They're great on and off the field. Off the field, they're very personable, and you'll understand that when you talk to them. They're a great group, and they're great kids. Just to sit down and talk to. Often they do come in the office, and we just sit down and just talk, just have a normal conversation. So we have a really great relationship with them. On the field, it's time to work. They get to work. They're great kids to coach. They understand what we're doing. They want to learn. They ask questions. And then it comes to the game, they always step it up that extra notch. They know when it's game time, and they play really hard. But an exceptional group, but more importantly, an exceptional unit.
The second episode of Out of Left Field is coming your way in November, and you don't want to miss the story with the North Schuylkill offensive line. Now let's talk playoffs. Some dreams came true yesterday, and some dreams came to an end. Here's the FYI Standard Speakers scoreboard. Matt Hauser, Frank Cunningham, along with some of his teammates from the Hazleton cross-country team, Aiden Malloy, Ryan Balo, Ryan Steiner, and Clint Jones, take a bow. The Hazleton area Cougars are the District 2 AAA cross-country champions, and they are going to states. Hauser finished second at districts with a time of 17:38, and Mikel Skasko, he came in sixth for the Cougars, helping them score and get the victory 45-60 over Wallenpaupack. MMI's Chris Snyder took 19th place in the single A race. In the girls AAA race, Hazleton area placed fourth, and the Lady Cougars freshman runner Stephanie Yankchok is going to states after a 4th place finish. MMI's top finisher Kara Sitch was in the single A race as well there for MMI. The Lady Cougar field hockey team, who will be featured on the next Out of Left Field. Their season came to an end last night. The Big HA had a great season, and they were chasing the school's first ever district championship. But after a Selena Garzio goal tied the game at 1 in the second half, Wyoming Valley West pulled through in overtime at home. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Rotary Club of Hazleton will be holding its annual spaghetti and meatball dinner Wednesday, October 29th at Genetti's. Eat-in or takeout is available from 4:30 to 7. For information, please call 570-454-2494. Also tonight, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church in McAdoo will be holding a pierogi and halushki sale Friday, October 24th from 10 a.m. to 5:30. Church is located at 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo. And finally, the Mock Chunk Opera House will be holding a special Frank Sinatra tribute featuring an 8-piece orchestra October 25th. Tickets are available. Just call 570-325-4009 or check out mcohjt.com. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. John H. Schaefer of Hazleton. Services will be held at the Cunningham Union Cemetery at the convenience of the family. The Belts Petrilli Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Laura R. Novi of McAdoo. Private services will be held at the convenience of the family from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Thomas J. Carey of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9:15 a.m. from the Boyle Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 8:30 to 9:15 a.m. James F. Holloman of Hazleton. Services will be held at the convenience of the family and under the direction of the Damiano Funeral Home. And Howard I. Sugarman of Hazleton. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. at the Rosenberg Funeral Chapel. Friends may call Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Woodlands Inn and Resorts, and Sunday and Monday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. at the home of Ryan and Heather Sugarman.
Well, like it or not, it's getting cold outside, and that means we need to look at saving money inside as we winterize and weatherize our homes for the winter. We're back with Melinda Sump of PPL, and we're talking about ways always to save on energy and to save you money during the colder months.
That's right. There are several things that you can do to save money in your home that are at like no cost or low cost.
All right, so listen to these things, right?
So let's talk about, it's getting cold outside right now. And you have a house that has a south-facing window.
Okay.
During the day, you should leave your curtains open and let the natural sun, the heat from the sun, heat your home.
Okay.
That's a great way to, bring in some heat to your home without actually having to turn up the thermostat. Another thing that you can do is turn down your thermostat when you're not going to be home. If you have a programmable thermostat, you can actually turn it down when you're not home, set it to go back up when you come home, so it's nice and toasty in your home. And then maybe when you go to bed, turn it down a little bit and you can, heat yourself with your blankets.
All right. There are some energy saving things that we can do. Like you said, simple things as leaving your curtains open,
Right.
so to let that light in, and then at night to actually close the curtains to again
Keep the warmth in.
into
Yes.
your house. So what else can we do to save money during the fall and winter months?
You can, by adding caulking or weather stripping to seal air leaks around leaky doors and windows, are also effective ways to keep the cold out. Be sure to seal and insulate air ducts, increase efficiency as well.
Okay.
And installing foam gaskets behind outlet covers and switch plates also help. And use safety plugs in unused outlets. These are prime spots where cold air gets in.
Now, I just took all those out because my kids got older, so I took all those safety things out of my plugs. But again, if you can feel that air coming through your windows if they're closed, that means there's a sign that you need to do that caulking.
That's correct.
All right. So do you have any other advice on how customers can stretch their dollar? Because we're all looking to save money in some way, shape, or form.
We're always talking about shopping, and
Right.
that's another way that you can save money. Shop for your electricity, and you can do that by going to papowerswitch.com. Make sure you understand what kind of contract you're getting in. Pick the one that's most comfortable for you, and you will save some money.
All right. And again, we want you to stay warm this winter, but we also want you to stay safe this winter and also save a buck or two, right?
That's correct.
All right. We'll see you next week right here on our edition of PPL on FYI.
Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight, Arlene Wah of Tamaqua. Arlene, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
If you go on Facebook, check out Onward State, Penn State student blog. There was a van in State College today. It looks exactly like the van from Dumb and Dumber, Mutt Cuts, and they have a photo of it. It looks like they got pulled over by the State College police. That's what the photo looks like. So check that out. Also follow us, facebook.com/FYI News 13 for more breaking news that's kind of above that. All right, that's it for now. We will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.